right, we are back here. Apologies for some technical difficulties there during pregame. Just to mention a few things here. Haymakers taking on the Rail Riders here. A huge matchup with playoff implications. Haymakers currently sitting in the 3 spot. Rail Riders in the 4 spot. The loser of this game most likely going to face off against the Omaha Bombers, who are sitting at 13-12. A very strong pitching staff there for the Bombers, so it'll be a tough matchup. You do not want to lose this game. Is basically all we talked about during pregame, really, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, these teams are coming in hot. Haymakers winning 4 in a row. Rail Riders in at 6. It's been a really interesting summer, and there's a lot to figure out between now and Thursday when the quarterfinals begin. And the Haymakers' last game of the regular season is about to begin. You want to go into the postseason hot, and they could do that, and they've taken the first 2 of the season against the Rail Riders. This is the final meeting, and the Rail Riders still 1 more to go. The Crop Dusters. It's got some excitement before this game even starts.
Batting first here for the Haymakers, number 24, Trenton Brem. Very solid player here on the season for the Haymakers on 34 at-bats, 6 hits, 5 singles, 1 double, 2 walks as well. But a really fast guy here, someone who you want to get on base so he can get stolen bases. And first shot is chopped up towards the shortstop, and it is through the legs. It'll go into center field. And so Trenton Brem will take a single here, and it'll bring up Andrew Duncan.
Yeah, it's not a way to start the first batter of the game from the Rail Riders. Is an error. Get that momentum swinging to the Haymakers early, and Haymakers will be throwing haymakers all day today.
Pretty strong offensive team the Haymakers are. We've seen them score 13, 17 this season. I believe they've scored up to 15 or 17, somewhere in there.
They put up 17 last week against the Filth Ballers.
There we go. So, yeah, they did put up 17 against the champion Filth Ballers, so a very good offensive team the Haymakers are. So first hit error there for the Rail Riders means there's a runner on first. And a pickoff throw to first is not in time, so Brem will head back to the base. Duncan on the year, 4 for 33, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts as this one gets behind the catcher. And advancing to second, kind of caught up in the middle, is Brem, and he'll eventually return to second base. So Brem will advance to second.
Yeah, wise decision there. No need to take that risk to try and advance to third base. First inning, nobody out. Just, play it safe and trust your heart of the order here.
Sargent, 16 and 1/3 innings pitched, 5 games total, 4 games started, but no results in any of them. So he's sitting at a 0-0 record here going into the last week of the season. Trying to get the first win on the board here. Needs a lot of help from the Rail Riders offense, as the Haymakers have their ace on the mound here in A.J. Erbaum. And there's a walk here for Duncan, so he'll advance to first as well.
Yeah, the Haymakers are playing smart baseball so far. Patient at bat there from Duncan. And now you got 2 men on, nobody out, and a little rattled as we already see the catcher coming out. And Dunwald and talking to Sargent, try and calm him down as the first 2 runners are on. Air and walk.
Bring up Dane Small, one of the more prolific hitters on this Haymakers team. 13 for 42 on the year. He's had 11 RBIs, 1 home run, so that's an average of .310 there for Small.
They still have 1 game this week, and then you turn Thursday to the postseason. Just a 2-day rest between that game Tuesday and the playoffs on Thursday. Use these pitchers as much as you can. That's exactly what the Haymakers are doing, not chasing anything early in the counts except for the error that Brem got on. But right now, this heart of the order really patient.
Count is at 1-1 here. And this one chopped towards third base. Stepping on the bag there, and the throw across is in time.
They called it foul.
They will call it foul.
Yeah, I was riding that third base line. Tough to tell from this angle which side it was on, but it was on the left side.
So getting another chance here is Dane Small. Another opportunity to advance the runners here, especially with that runner in scoring position in Brem. Got to believe here with Brem's speed, a single is a run scored. And this one hit towards center field. It's up in the air, and another error. So in the first inning with no outs, we've seen 2 errors from the Rail Riders.
Yeah, right now the Rail Riders just a little unfocused and so far not ready to play against a tough, hot Haymakers team. Bases loaded, nobody out, cleanup hitter up. An ideal situation for the Haymakers to begin this game.
That will bring up Carter Bjorkman, number 43, 6 for 33 on the year. Not your ideal power hitter in that cleanup spot, but he does get the job done. He's got 2 RBIs on the season here. And we'll see what he can do with a runner on third. First pitch strike there for Vinny Sargent. I believe that's the first one we've seen all game. Finally getting that location early.
Yeah, first one that hasn't been a foul ball, and that's the way you got to start an account like this. Get ahead in this hitter and fool him on something.
Second pitch low, so it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, Bjorkman just a couple RBIs on the year, so looking to up that number, and this would be a huge confidence boost if he could connect on one here. It's a big outfield out there. A lot of green grass, a lot of space to put the baseball in.
Mentioned it a few times this season. The foul territory here at Seymour Smith is absolutely huge. There's a lot of running space here. So if you're pulling a ball foul, you got to make sure it gets out, and do not leave it up for air. Do not leave it in question, because the right fielders and left fielders will get under that ball. This one hit sharply towards second base, and it gets through. I don't know if they'll count this one as an error because it was a well-hit ball. Second run coming around is tagged out. But the Haymakers will score 1 in Brem, and Duncan will be thrown out at home.
Yeah, right now the Rail Riders is not playing very fundamental baseball defensively. Ball's getting ahead of the gloves. Got to keep that glove on the ground and trap it, and they're having a really tough time doing that.
So they will rule it a hit here, so the designated hitter, Bjorkman, gets an RBI single. That'll bring up Connor Filer. First pitch just low and away there for Filer. On the year, Filer's looking at 5 for 23. That's a .217 average. Also has 8 RBIs. No home runs on the year for Filer. He scored 3 runs, however.
Got to give credit to Dunwald there, bringing in the high throw from Laux to tag that runner out. It's a huge out. It's a world of a difference playing first and second, 1 out, compared to first and second, nobody out.
If you're Sargent here, you gave up an early run, but you got a little bit of help there from your defense. Now you just got to calm down and locate your pitches. It's a good pitch in there for the second strike. It's 1-2.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, you're a rollover ground ball getting out of this thing and just a run. It's not like it's a 5 spot. It is top of the first inning, down a run. Absolutely nothing to panic about here if you're Sargent.
Fourth pitch is low and away again there for Sargent. He's really trying to find that low corner and get him looking. Filer not falling for that one, just a little bit too low.
And kudos to the Haymakers. Don't let yourself bail out the pitcher here. Make him throw a strike and make you work and earn a strikeout or earn an out. Don't give it away.
Another pitch low there, so it'll bring up a full count here for Filer. Filer's only drawn 3 walks all year, so he's usually swinging at these. We'll see what happens here and see what pitch Sargent throws. This one hit to shortstop. Could be a double play opportunity. Instead, just going for the safe out, and he still beat him out. Good speed there from Connor Filer with the infield hit. That'll bring up bases loaded again for the Haymakers.
Yeah, I don't think Baker was speedy enough on that. He was kind of taking like an average ground ball, but you got to be quick when you got to know the runner running to first base. He's a quick guy, and he's just kind of too nonchalant about it, and Filer beat him out. Now bases loaded again here for the Haymakers in the first inning.
Every single batter has reached base here, and that brings up Trevor Yorgis, the first baseman, number 50.
If you're the Haymakers, Kellen Richards, he's at Iowa Western. He's leading the Haymakers here in the summer of 2022.
This ball is high, and searching for it is the catcher, and just out of reach for Dunwald means runner will score on the pass ball. That's Dane Small coming in and scoring a run.
Yeah, Dunwald just couldn't get a good grasp on that ball. Gets away off the side of his glove and unaware of where the baseball was at the beginning, and that allows Dane Small to score there, and that's a big insurance run for the Haymakers.
Trevor Yorgis only will score here on the infield out. Filer advances to third. Bjorkman scores on the ground out by Yorgis.
A nice job there from Kaminsky to really just take that ball off the chest. A lot of guys would get out of the way or let that go through his legs, but he played that ball perfectly, ate it at the chest, kept it in front of him, picked it up and recorded the out and made the effort to throw home. Almost had a double play. Impressive play there from Kaminsky.
Now 2 outs, runner on third here for Swanson. This one hit towards the shortstop, and falling down is the shortstop Baker. It's been a rough first inning for him. I believe second error on Baker alone. And so the run will score off of the error.
Now batting.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much your only choice. I don't think he would have gotten there if he would have shifted his feet to the right. It's a tough play, but just got to have that glove on the ground and don't let any room for that thing to slide right under the glove, and I think that's what happened to Baker there.
Runner advances to second. Another mishandling there behind the plate from Dunwald. This is number 34, Cade Richte.
Yeah, this Rail Riders team pretty dysfunctional right now here in the top of the first inning. Have to calm themselves down and get out of this inning.
Second pitch low as well here for Sargent. Three straight pitches low here for Sargent. He's got to pick up the placement a little bit here. Not trying to give too much to Ritchie, however. Finally gets him to swing on one, so it'll be 3-1.
Yeah, Rich seems a little quicker on that swing. He was late there. Catch up with that timing. Now 3-1. Still be very patient at the plate as Sargent's had control issues, and now it's a full count.
Full count. Ritchie on the year, only 107. So not the strongest hitter this Haymaker team has to offer. However, a very solid fielder. He'll be playing center field today. This one poked over to the right field foul territory. Another one goes out of play there on the right field side. Good at bat here for
inning, and he is not out of it yet. And you know, coming to the second inning, he's gonna have to face this top of the order, maybe even in the first inning here if they can get a couple more guys on. It's been a really difficult first inning here for the Rail Riders.
This one just fouled. Write it out. You could bring on Stockwell, Locks. Both of them are pretty solid pitchers here in the relief spot as this one's fouled back and out of play.
Well, I think what you could see is a lot of different guys used very minimally, maybe an inning max, so you know they're still available for Tuesday and then for Thursday. Don't want to burn out too many guys by tossing them 30, 40 pitches. That could be detrimental. And in postseason tournaments like this, it's all about pitching, who's healthy, who's the most effective on the mound, who has the bats, who can hit with the runners in scoring position. And yeah, pitching is a huge factor in a postseason tournament.
This is a walk here. Trying to get the out there are the Rail Riders, but they will not get the throw in time. Good awareness there behind the plate from Dunwald, but making it to first base is Richte. That'll bring up Jackson Doty, the extra hitter. He's our impact player here today, is Jackson Doty. You usually see him out here in the field making some great plays out there in the field, but Doty on the year, 12 for 33, 9 singles, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 9 RBIs, 8 runs. Just been a very, very productive season here for Doty for this Haymaker squad. Tough run here for Sargent.
Yeah, it creates some balance in this Haymakers lineup, and you see Sargent is giving Doty absolutely nothing to hit here. Maybe trying to get to the catcher, Ryan Golden. Ryan Golden's batting .325. I mean, that's no easy out either. I mean, this is a tough, tough Haymakers lineup, and they've proved themselves so far here in the first inning with their discipline and gifts from the Rail Riders.
There's a strike there from Sargent. 2-1.
I mean, the Haymakers, they haven't hit the ball real hard. I mean, the Rail Riders have probably given the Haymakers 2-3 outs just in this inning. They have 3 errors here in the first.
This one hit just past the third baseman. Coming home, there is Swanson. Coming to third is Richter. He'll make it there in time. And advancing to second is Doty, and he shows why he's been the impact players. Advancing home there on another error is Richter. So Richter goes from first base all the way home. Jackson Doty makes it to third on an error, and Sargent looks like he's out of it.
Yeah, that could be it for Sargent, and you know, it's unfortunate his defense really didn't help him out.
Yeah, 4 errors in the first inning alone. That's nothing good to hear from the Rail Riders, especially as you're approaching playoff baseball.
So, I mean, we haven't seen a coach out here yet, so this is just a mound visit. Looks like they may keep him in the game for the time being, see if he can get this third out by himself here, but if he gives up another base hit, I think his day's done.
Yeah, no movement yet in the Rail Riders bullpen, but you got to think it's going to happen soon here for Coach Francisco. And right on cue, they'll bring out number 94, Nick Mersek. He'll go and head to the bullpen to start getting warmed up. Mersek on the year has been, I believe, like the third starter here for the Rail Riders. 24 2/3 innings pitched. He's pitched 4 games. Started 4 games, pitched in 4 games. Has a 1-0 record on the year. Given up 30 hits. Has 22 strikeouts.
Really well-balanced lineup here for the Haymakers. And again, you can't admire the patience these Haymakers have had as well, not chasing really anything outside of the zone at all.
And right on cue, there's a chase there from Golden, the catcher.
That's the announcer jinx.
But yeah, it hasn't been a bad, I feel like the pitches have been pretty close here for Sargent. It's just been atrocious defending, really is the only way to put it here for the Rail Riders. This one hit towards the shortstop, chance to finish out the inning, and he does. Haymakers, however, the damage is done. They lead by 6. We're going into the bottom of the first inning here. We'll see the Haymakers ace, A.J. Erbaum, up on the mound. And coming up for the Rail Riders, we've got Artzer, Baker, and Enertson here. They're going to try and recover some of this 6-0 lead that the Haymakers have when we come back. Coming back here at JJ Isaacson Field, the Rail Riders trying to do some damage here on offense after giving up 6 in the first inning on 4 errors. That's just a rough first inning there for the Rail Riders as they try and get this game under control. Pitching for the Haymakers, though, is not going to make it any easier. Aiden Erbaum for the Haymakers has been their ace. He's pitched 28 innings, 1-0 on the season in 4 starts, giving up 21 hits, 9 earned runs. He's an ERA of 2.2, which is the lowest, second lowest for any starter. This one hit towards second base. Making the play there is the second baseman, Dane Small, and that's something we didn't see much from the Rail Riders, but first hit is a ground out there for Arts.
Velocity on it to make sure he gets Arts. Well played first out there from the second baseman, Dane Small.
Something you'll notice here with Erbaum, he loves that first pitch strike. He loves throwing it in there, getting an early lead.
Pass them down the middle and make sure they're ready to go.
Another fastball, but this one poked out in the right field. So down in the count here is Gabriel Baker, the shortstop. And he is actually our impact player, is Gabriel Baker. He struggled in the first inning with some routine groundouts, but Gabriel Baker on the year, 383, 6 extra base hits, 9 RBIs. So he's our.
He's have to erase it from the memory and go get it in the second inning. He'll be all right, but yeah, it's baseball. You have those days every once in a while.
Count sits at 2-2 here for Erbaum, working against Baker. This one, chopper back to the pitcher, and Erbaum will go to Yorgis for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, so far so good from the Haymakers. Putting up 17 in their last game against the Filth Ballers, and that offense picked up right where it's left off, and the Haymakers proved to us if you make mistakes, they'll capitalize. Hence, they put 6 runs up in the top of the first.
First pitch inside there on Derek Enertson. On the year, 18 guys with multiple home runs.
And especially in this ballpark, I mean, 410 to dead center, 325 to the corners. That is a long field, one of the bigger fields you'll see.
This one hit to the shortstop. Quick throw over to first, and making the play and retiring the side there is Swanson. It will bring up the top of the order again for the Haymakers and Brem, Duncan, and Small. But for the Rail Riders, no runs on no hits. 4 errors for the Rail Riders means 6 runs for the Haymakers. We'll have top of the second when we come back. Back here, top of the second. Trenton Brem up. Reached on an error last time. The first of 4 errors for the Rail Riders in that first inning. Now we'll see what Brem can do here with the second at-bat. First pitch in the dirt there from Sargent. Now, especially with a pitcher in the bullpen, you got to think it's a very, very short leash for Sargent. If he gives up maybe 2 or 3 runners on base, I'm pulling him right away.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. I think very short leash here in the second inning.
This one hit to the third baseman. Jumping catch. Is the throw in time? Yes, it is. Great play there by the third baseman, A.J. Urban. And finally, the Rail Riders defense gets something going their way.
And that could be just that little spark you need if you're the Rail Riders to build some confidence. You know, you see one player make a play, you give that confidence, hey, I can do the same thing. I think that's what we might see from the Rail Riders. A lot sharper second inning defensively.
And already a substitution here for the Haymakers. You're going to see number 5, Alec Villanueva, hitting for Andrew Duncan.
366, he's been really impressive. 15 for 41, 6 driven in. 500 on base percentage too. Very, very impressive.
So Duncan gets pulled here for Villanueva in the second inning.
For third base dugout.
Well, and part of the reason, I mean, the Haymakers won't play until Thursday, so just to keep these guys fresh, make sure they're not, you know, coming out a little rusty when it really matters in the playoffs on Thursday.
You mentioned Villanueva, one of the best hitters on this Haymakers team, but you look at his pitching stats, it's a little bit different here. In 2 2/2 innings pitched, Villanueva's given up 5 earned runs. That gives him an ERA of 13.125. So we think they like to have Villanueva here, especially on the hitting side of things. Because this pitch is just outside, so it'll be 2-2.
And that's okay. Not everybody's Shohei Ohtani. I mean, you know, you have one. But you got to give him credit. He's able to do both of them and still doing them, both of them at the collegiate level. Not a lot of guys can say that. So tip of the cap there to Villanueva.
This one very well, but just under it. And there's a low pitch. It'll be a walk. So Small making a nice backhand there in the bottom of the first inning to get the first out of the game.
There's that patience from the Haymakers is on the first inning. Drawing another walk here against Sargent.
First pitch low and away. And yeah, you mentioned that. Villanueva's down in the count 0-2. And with one foul ball, he drew a walk. So a great at-bat there from Villanueva. Pickoff throw, not in time. Villanueva able to get back easily.
Yeah, it's really refreshing morally for Haymakers.
This one to the shortstop. Chance for a double play ball here. And the throw is in time. Double play there. 6-4-3 ends the inning. So it'll bring up the fourth hitter here for the Haymakers. We'll be back after the break. Back here, Rail Riders up to bat again. It's A.J. Urban in the 4 spot. First pitch strike. Good location there, low and inside, catching the corner. AJ Urban on the year 18 for 53, 340 average, which I believe is the highest on the team. This one hit over the second baseman's head.
Villanueva, and it is a good way to start. And you're down 6 runs, yes, but still a ton of time to get that back. Just chip away at that lead. You don't need all 6 right here. Just, you know, get a run 2 here and there and work your way back into this thing. There's plenty of time to do so.
So runner on first here for Liam Kaminsky, the first baseman. First pitch outside. Second pitch low. You gotta think that with the Haymakers scoring 17 last night and starting off the game with 6, they're slowly getting into that groove offensively, and that could be dangerous when if they carry this over into the playoffs. Another pitch. Kaminsky on the year, a 2.22 hitter. Also has 6 RBIs. And just outside, so it's a 4-pitch walk there for Urban. And runners on first and second here for the Rail Riders.
Now batting, the extra hitter.
Yeah, this is exactly what you need to start like this for the Rail Riders. Working the starting pitcher here in Urban, and base hit gets you on the board.
Big swing there from number 10, Jackson Van Pelt. Another strike there for Urban. So he's ahead in the count 0-2. This could be a huge punch out here to get the first out of the inning if he does get this. So a hit to the third baseman. Play is made at second. That's the only out that will be made. So they get Kaminsky out at second, but runners on the corners now for the Rail Riders. It'll bring up Cole Ryan, the second baseman.
Now batting, the second baseman from Nebraska Wesleyan, number 16, Cole Ryan.
Yeah, that's about all you could do there from Swanson. Get that out, and now runners on the corners here, rollover ground ball. Getting out of this thing unscathed and keeping the Rail Riders off the scoreboard.
First pitch off speed, catching the outside of the plate there. Looked a little outside. I'm a big soccer guy. It's my main sport, but here I'm calling baseball. But I've loved it here with the Corn Belt League. It's been a great experience here. It's getting the last week of play.
Yeah, it's gone by fast. I feel like we just started, and all of a sudden we have a week left.
It's crazy. Just sitting in that first meeting, and they were like, it's gonna go by fast. And I was like, you know, it's like 8 weeks. 2 months is a long time, but here we are closing things out. And another pitch there inside, but it's called a strike for Urban. So with the count 1-2, Urban sits up looking for a second out of the inning. This one hit to the second baseman. No play at home, but the second out is made there at first, but it will bring in the first run for the Rail Riders. Urban scores after reaching on that bloop single to right field. And the Rail Riders have one on the board.
The catcher from Mount Mercy, number
Runs here and there. It's only the second inning. It's big getting that first run, and you can cash in for one here with a base hit.
Cedric Dunwald up to bat. The catcher fouls this one directly back, so it'll be a 1-1. That pitch low, 2-1. Dunwald on the year, 10 hits on 45 at bats, so another 2.22 average. 11 strikeouts, 5 walks. That pitch inside, 3-1.
Yeah, the Rail Riders kind of taking a play out of the playbook of the Haymakers, being really patient, making this pitcher work. Urbom a lot less controlled here in the second compared to the first. Needs to dial back in, focus on this hitter, and just not worry about the runner on second base.
This one fouled straight back and high out of play. So now full count here with 2 outs. Dunwald trying to poke a single in, bring that runner on second home. Osby just misses the top left corner. So advancing again is Dunwald. They'll bring up the designated hitter, Deathridge.
The designated hitter from Wayland Baptist, number 31, Garrett Deathridge.
Which isn't the worst thing in the world. Now a force at every bag if you're the Haymakers to get out of this inning.
Number 66, Spencer Wayman.
Pinch hitter. Is that what was said?
Doesn't look like it. Number 31, Deathridge, still in there. Did hear something about number 66, Spencer Lehman, as a pinch runner.
Okay, yeah, that's what I heard. All right.
I believe he's at first now, so a little bit more speed there at first base instead of having your catcher out there. We all know, especially in the Corn Belt League, we see it a lot. Catchers make way for pinch runners just to try and get a little bit of an edge there outside. Smarter base running. That pitch in there. Just a little low for a strike. Looked like it was in there to me.
A little bit of a tight zone here from the home plate umpire. Pitcher's got to adjust to that and really find this strike zone for it to be rung up a strike.
That one just high and outside. So 3-0 the count is here against Deathridge. Deathridge hitting .269 on the year, only drawn 2 walks compared to 9 strikeouts, but there's his 3rd walk of the season. It'll be bases loaded here for the 10-hole hitter. First, you got a mound meeting here between Golden and Urbom, trying to calm everyone down. He had a great start to the game, but now lost a little bit of control here in the second inning. What are you seeing? What are you looking for him as he gets out of this meeting?
Yeah, it's been 3 walks here in this second inning, and back-to-back walks. It's, don't aim it, just fire and do what you need to do. I mean, Urbom was doing such a good job of that in the first inning, just finding those first pitch strikes, and that's exactly what he needs to do here. You don't want to face the top of the order in a situation like this. Base hit, Rail Riders are right back into this thing.
There it is, first pitch strike.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needed. That really builds confidence, and if you can get out of this game, things still ahead by 5, you are sitting just well if you're Urbom and the Haymakers.
Off speed is in there for a strike. Good movement on that pitch to bring it in, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, that off speed's really working for Urbom. Finds the zone and just kind of freezes Laux there.
.41, so another very, very strong 10 spot hitter. Seen it from both the Rail Riders and the Haymakers today. Putting very strong hitters as that sort of second leadoff man here in the 10 spot. That pitch outside, full count.
Yeah, kudos to Laux here, not chasing anything outside of the zone. He knows how crucial in a big moment early in this game this at-bat is. If he can get the top of the order up, bases loaded, Rail Riders are within shouting distance.
Fouled back.
That's not a bad thing. Probably would have been ball 4. Another pitch here in this inning. It's been a long second inning out in that sun for the Haymaker defense.
Runners go on the payout pitch. Got him. Got him looking. Great pitch there from Urbom on the outside edge of the plate. And that'll be the end of the second inning for the Rail Riders. 1 run on 1 hit. It'll bring up Bjorkman, Filer, and Jorgis for the Haymakers. When we return, Rail Riders get one back. It's 6-1 as we head into the third inning. Back here at the top of the third after the Rail Riders got one back, but then left 3 stranded. Score stands at 6-1. Got Bjorkman up here, the designated hitter for the Haymakers. Hit the first one foul. Last time up, Bjorkman with a single. Ended up scoring as well as getting an RBI on that single. This one hit high towards right center. And it will get down, so advancing another single there is Bjorkman.
Yeah, that's now twice that Bjorkland's done that. It's just punched that thing out to right center field, and it drops in there for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting to get the third inning underway.
Up next is Filer. Filer with an infield hit. That was one hit to the shortstop to Baker, and Baker just took a little bit too long getting it back. It wasn't an error. Baker had it in his glove cleanly. Just a slow throw to the first baseman got Filer on base, so a lot of speed here with Filer. This one hit foul. That'll be 1-1. Big miss there. The also got to wonder how early the Haymakers are going to start rotating guys here, especially with the playoffs looming. We've already seen it once. We saw Duncan already subbed out for Villanueva. This one's hit high into shallow left. Bjorkman. As I was saying, playoffs are looming. You don't want any of your guys getting hurt, so you just got to keep rotating these guys in. Saw it once already. But as an assistant coach, he's very focused on the analytics. We had him on the first podcast of the season on Around the Corn, and he loved talking about how he uses analytics to his advantage and how he thinks it's something that a lot of other coaches aren't really focused on, and how he uses it as that third seed. So we know he loves his data.
Yeah, it's a big part of what baseball is now. It's analytics, it's data, it's statistics. I mean, back, the day used to be, all right, pitcher, hitter, who beats who. It's a lot more. And years ago, we weren't talking about exit velo and launch angle and WRC plus and all that kind of stuff. It's a newly developed, and it's really, I think, intriguing younger fans, the younger generation of baseball fans like ourselves.
This one hit high to left field. Will it stay fair? No, it will not. Just outside, about 2 feet outside of that left field line. So another. Big swing and a miss there. So striking out swinging is Yorgis. It'll bring up the third baseman, Swanson.
Yeah, a little upstairs fastball there to Yorgis. Nice job there from Sargent, the pitcher there, and he's been pretty strong ever since that rocky first inning.
Yorgis now tied for the most strikeouts on the team along with Tyler Merkel. 13 strikeouts on the year for Yorgis. But he also delivers on the plate as well, Yorgis does. So 2 outs, it counts. It's 0-1. Trying to get out of this inning unscathed here is Sargent, who settled down after that first inning very well. Advancing to third is Swanson. Coming home is Bjorkman. So it's a triple there for David Swanson. Scores 1 run. It's 7-1 the score. And right as I said, the announcer's jinx strikes again. Swanson hits an RBI triple.
Now batting, the center fielder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was just a gap shot out to right center field, and unfortunate that Laux just couldn't quite grasp his hand on it when it hit the grass, and it allows Swanson to move up a bag.
So out the runner on third, here's Cade Richte. Last time up, Richte walked and ended up scoring after a double from Doty. This one hit sharply to Baker, and a play is made. Good pick there for the Rail Riders. That's a good sign to see. The defenses are starting to settle in here. 7-1 the score as we head into the bottom of the third.
fielder.
Back here, bottom of the third coming up for the Rail Riders, 7-1 the score. Got number 50, Braden Artzer up again, grounded out to second on a great defensive play there from Small, his first time up. First pitch outside there for Urban. Second pitch also misses, so behind in the count early is Urban.
Yeah, saw a couple of that. A couple times like that in the second inning. Had 3 walks. Yeah, just needs to find that accuracy and command here in this third inning.
Now the count at 2-1. This one hit sharply into right field. It'll be a single, leadoff single for Artzer. And it'll bring up the shortstop, Gabriel Baker.
And that's exactly how we started the second inning, was a leadoff single to right field, and Artzer comes up, and he's 1 for 2 here today, and got that top and heart of this Rail Riders order at the plate. See if they can chip away a little more at this Haymaker lead.
Check swing, but makes contact with the ball and it goes foul. Gabriel Baker from Texas A&M Texarkana playing for the Rail. It's now 0-2 the count. One and two. Got a few pitches to throw away here if you're Urban. Try and get him to chase. This one hit to the third base. Looking at turn 2 are the Haymakers. Second throw not in time, but they do get the runner at second in Artzer. That takes a lot of speed off the bases.
Now batting, the left fielder from Mount Mercy, number 28, Derek Enertson.
Yeah, right idea there from the third baseman. Try and get that double play, but just too speedy was Baker. 1 out, 1 on. Very manageable situation for Urban and the Haymakers.
Pitch just low for Urban. Both these pitchers, Sargent and Urban, when they have misses, they're not that far off. It's a good thing to see, especially as we head into later parts of the season, that the arms aren't getting fatigued, that they're not missing the locations by much, just by a few inches or so, and it's very promising if you're either coach. This one hit sharply to center field. Making the play, no, just missing it is the center fielder, Cade Richte. So runners will advance here. Baker goes to second, Enertson goes to first.
Now batting, the third
Be ruled a hit there because that's a very tough play to make there in center field if you're Richte. The diving catch, we've seen it a few times. Saw a great one last week in the Bombers game where Danny Spongeberg in right field laid out, was parallel to the field, but unable to make the play there is Richte. That'll bring up A.J. Urban. That pitch high and inside, but just catching the corner. That one sawed off the inside of the bat. Good pitch in there, got him looking. There's a second strikeout of the game
Now
for
batting,
Urbom.
the first baseman from Minnesota State Community College.
Yeah, it's a big out there. Now first and second, 2 outs. Get some weight and some stress off the shoulders and get out of this thing. If you're Urbom, Kaminsky drew the walk his last plate appearance. So
First pitch, foul ball over the fence. Pitch just outside. Three and one now the count. Sorry, 2-1 the count. Big cut there from Kaminsky, and he misses, so it'll be 2-2. Full count now here for Kaminsky.
I expect runner to be on the move here. 3-2, 2 outs. There he goes. Ball
And it is a
4.
walk. Bases loaded coming up again here. See if Urbom can get out of this jam like he did last inning. Only gave up
Now
one.
batting, the extra hitter,
leaving
from
3
Michigan
stranded.
University, number 40, Jackson Van Pelt.
Yeah, I mean, you've only allowed 1 run across the plate, but that pitch count's getting high. 2 long innings, back-to-back innings here for Urbom and the Haymakers on the defensive side of things.
Big cut there from Jackson Van Pelt, number 40. He's the extra hitter for the Rail Riders. High fastball swung on and missed again. Behind in the count here is Van Pelt. Hits a second. It hits off the base runner. So that will be the end of the 3rd inning. No runs on 2 hits for the Rail Riders. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Haymakers hang on to that 6-run lead. Coming up here for the Haymakers, we got Doty, Golden, and then it'll be back to the top of the order with Brem. This is Corn Belt League Baseball. All right, we are back here. Top of the 4th inning here. We got our impact player, Jackson Doty, the Washburn University extra hitter here today for the Haymakers. Last time up, hit a double and then reached third on an error, but then was left stranded. First pitch in there for a strike for Sargent. Only giving up 1 run after that first inning. Also got an RBI on that double, did Doty. This one hit to second and losing it again. That's the 6th error of the day for the Rail Riders, as the second baseman, Cole Ryan, unable to make the defensive play there, and reaching first base is Doty.
Yeah, and that's one there by
Now back, the catcher.
Small. You just can't. Wrong team. I mean, you can't look at that. I mean, you keep that ball in front of you. That was off to the right there, and just a really bad.
Top in the first inning. I got another chance at it here in the 4th.
I don't know if he went around on that one. That looked pretty clean, but home plate umpire says otherwise.
I was just about to say, that pitch looked low. It didn't look like it was in the zone, so the only way he called it was a swing. But as it stands 1-2 here. And this one hit high to right center field. Getting under it is the right fielder, PJ Locks. And that sounded good off the bat, but a little bit too much height on that one means it'll fall way short of the fence.
University, number 24,
And bring up top of the order, Trenton Brem in the 4th inning, his 3rd at-bat.
Yeah, solid for the Haymakers. Look at these guys getting at-bats, as many at-bats as they can before the postseason here. Keep these guys fresh, as they are not playing until either Thursday or Friday.
This is quick here from Sargent. He's getting set, and he's throwing him right in. 0-2 the count early. 1 out and a runner on first. Right back at the pitcher and over the pitcher's head. Heading to third here is Doty, and he'll make it there standing up. So a single by Brem brings up Alec Villanueva.
Yeah, wise decision there by Doty to keep on running to third base. No way they were going to gun him down there at third. Although thought about it for a little bit of a hesitation, but wisely moves on up to third. And now runners on the corners, less than 2 outs.
Usually this is a spot where you see a runner just take second base. So most likely see Brem end up doing that or making an attempt to do that here in the later pitches of an at-bat. That pitch low and outside, 1-1 is the count. Runner goes, and the hit and run works out perfectly. Advancing to third is Brem on the single by Villanueva, and scoring is Jackson Doty, so it's an 8-1 lead.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there, opposite field, and the first baseman there, Kaminsky, was kind of rattled by that guy moving up from first to second base, the runner, and just not able to get too far to his right to make that play. And another one for the Haymakers, now back to a 7-run lead.
Still only 1 out, runners on the corners again here with Brem and Villanueva. Dane Small reached on an error, scored a run in the first inning, grounded out into a double play in the second. And that one ended the inning, and now third time at bat here in the fourth inning. Villanueva making it back safely. Runner goes. Pitch also misses, so now second and third with no outs. That pitch just catching the outside corner. That one just the same location, but a little bit outside. Trying to go to that same spot again with Sargent. Now it's good pitch inside there from Sargent. Full count coming up here against Dane Small. Dane Small, who we have seen hit a home run this year. Early on, I believe it was on week 5 of the regular season. This one hit into left field. That'll be a 2 RBI single for Dane Small, as Villanueva and Bren both score.
And I mean, now 10-1. They put up 17 against the Filth Ballers just the other night. And they are rolling here against the Rail Riders this afternoon.
And a mound meeting is called here. See if they bring in a new pitcher. It looks like it will be the end of the day here for Sargent. 10-1 early in the fourth inning. This is the Corn Belt League Network. Back here, Nick Mersick on the mound, number 94,
number 43,
out of York College. 24 and 2/3 innings pitched, 4 starts, 1 win on the year. He's given up 20 runs, 15 of them earned, 16 second. ERA sitting at 4.257. And he's somewhere around the 3rd starter there for the Rail Riders. Obviously, you've got Austin Shelton, Garrett Vosica. Vosica and Shelton the 1-2 there, and Mersick usually sits around there on that 3rd, 4th starter position. Fires one in there, strike called, so it's 1-1.
This runner in scoring position.
That pitch low, and you got Bjorkman at the plate, who's 2 for 2 on the day, both singles to right field. Also has
puts them up double digits, most likely.
that one low, 3-1. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Base hit, especially with Small. We just saw him take that base pretty easily. Could have done it standing up. So
yeah, absolutely. Difficult time slowing down the Haymakers.
That pitch in there for a strike, and you saw Bjorkman start walking to first base, and now he has to walk back. You got to think as a pitcher, that's got to be a lot of, like, I guess bulletin board material is the only way I can think of it. Just something that kind of eggs you on and try to get the. And this one hit just over the head of the pitcher. It'll go to the second baseman, Cole Ryan, who makes a play.
Keeping these runners, or avoid these runners crossing home plate, and that's what he did there. They move up the runner, but you can get this last out here. Be a solid.
And the play is made. Great play there from third baseman A.J. Urban.
The
damage again is done in a tough fourth inning for the Rail Riders. 3 runs scored for the Haymakers. The score is 10-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back after the quick break. Back here, bottom of the fourth coming up for the Rail Riders. We see the second baseman, Cole Ryan from Nebraska Wesleyan, up to bat. So far, just a ground out to second base here for Ryan. Good pitch there from Urbom. No activity here in the Haymakers bullpen. They're going to try and let Urbom get through 5 is the goal. Well.
Yeah, and you have a lot more confidence on the hill when you're up 9 compared to in a tight ball game. No pressure really at all here from Urbom.
Yeah, Urbom can just go out and throw the pitches he wants to throw. He doesn't have to worry about giving up runs, especially with that lead. Hello, center. Calling it off and making the play there is a center fielder, Cade Richte, for the Haymakers.
Dunwald.
We'll bring up the catcher, Cedric Dunwald from Mount Mercy. Coming into this game, Dunwald was 10 for 45. And that pitch high and way inside. Dunwald ducks out of it. Urbom gets away with one there. This one roped into left field. Hard hit ball there for Dunwald. And he'll take first base.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting right down that third base line into left field. Just too tough of a play for Villanueva to make there. And 1 out, 1 on for the Haymakers. Or excuse me, for the.
A pinch runner in number 66, Spencer Lehman. He came on last time as well. That pitch catches the inside corner of the plate. 4-0-1. Garrett Deathridge walked his last time up in the second inning. from Wayland Baptist University is Deathridge. And that one just a little too inside. Got a few scenarios for you here. Assuming the scores hold, which at this point looks like they will with the 9-run lead that the Haymakers have. But, of course, anything is possible here in the Corn Belt League. Haymakers would lock up the 3 seed, so they'd end up playing the 6 seed. And one team would be the home team, whichever team ends off the season better. And the 4 and 5 would really be decided by the next game the Rail Riders play. They play Tuesday against the Crop Dusters. So if the Bombers win out and the Rail Riders lose out, that means the Bombers will be the 4 seed and the Rail Riders will be the 5 seed. As advancing to first base is number 31, Deathridge. However, if the Rail Riders are able to get that win tomorrow against the Crop Dusters, they lock up that 4 spot and home field advantage against the Bombers. The only really other important matchup to look for is at the bottom of the standings between the Crop Dusters and the Red Raiders. They're fighting to stay out of that last spot, and the Crop Dusters have been on a little bit of a slide here as this one's popped high into left center. Getting under it is Richte. Staying at second there is Dunwald.
Yeah, something Urban needed there was to get that one pitch, one out. Gets that.
Means that we will see the Crop Dusters in the 8th spot taking on the Filth Ballers in the first game of the quarterfinals, which is huge because the whole season we've seen the Red Raiders at the bottom of the standings, but slowly but surely they're slowly making their way back up here. Winning a few games, a few very important games, especially against the Crop Dusters late in the season, to try and nab that 7th spot and not have to face the Filth Ballers. This one high and shallow center field. It will drop, but will they get the out at third? No, they will not. The ball just in and out of the glove of Andrew Duncan. So now bases are loaded.
Yeah, you got to know the situation there. If you're the runner on second base, there's 2 outs. You better be on the move, and that is dodged a bullet the Rail Riders did there. Now they have a bases loaded opportunity. What the Haymakers did in the first inning was take advantage of their opponent's mistakes. This is exactly what the Rail Riders need to do here.
So Urban working with the bases loaded for the 3rd inning in a row. Got bailed last inning with that hit by the ball hit the runner, so that was called an out. So he got bailed from that bases loaded situation. Oh, and this one also hits the runner, so there's another out. That's the 2nd inning in a row we've seen that happen. And Urban gets bailed again. We are back here, top of the 5th, coming up for the Haymakers. Got Nick Mersek on the mound here for the Rail Riders.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for the Haymakers, the first baseman from Graceland University, number 53, Trevor Yorkes.
Haymakers. So we'll see Yorkes, Swanson, and Richte, and it won the count. And this one lined right at the pitcher, and ducking out of the way in time is Mersek. Taking first base is Yorkes.
Times you got to have cat-like reflexes here for the pitcher. Those comebackers can be real scary. Luckily, he gets out of the way, but a leadoff base hit. And the Haymakers, they get one more cross and hold the Rail Riders tight. Get to save those arms a couple innings heading into the postseason.
Yeah, a reminder that there is a run rule here in the Corn Belt League, so it's if you're up by 10 runs, anytime after 5 innings are completed, so anytime after the 5th or after the 6th will be called. And that could be very, very crucial for the Haymakers here as they head into the postseason. 2-1 the count is. That triple scored one as well. There is a correction to be made here. Looks like there is a pinch hitter in there. It's Zachary Tanabe.
Now batting, the center fielder from Midland University, number 34, Cade Ritchie.
And his out will bring up Cade Ritchie.
Ritchie today scored a run, ground out his last at-bat, 0 for 1, looking for his first hit.
First pitch in for a strike. Second pitch just high. Next pitch just hits the zone. Caught the bottom for 1 and 2. Big cut there, and there's another strikeout. So 2 down for the Haymakers.
Yeah, it's a heck of a job here, coming back after allowing the base hit in the center field and coming back and knocking down 2 strikeouts towards his bottom of the order, taking advantage of the bottom of the order. Nice job here for the Rail Riders. 2 down here in the 5th.
Jackson Doty with a double, and then reached on an error and scored a run. And a big cut taken there. It'll be 0-1. That pitch outside. Pitch low and in the dirt. Be getting to it is Dunwald. This one hit sharply to second baseman, gathering himself, making the play is Cole Ryan, so that will be the end of the top of the 5th inning. No runs scored here for the Haymakers. The score remains 10-1. The Rail Riders looking to chip away in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back after the quick break. Coming up here, bottom of the 5th inning, it's Derek Enertson. Two pitches, 2 balls here for Urbom. They're trying not to use any other arms, are the Haymakers, letting Urbom go the full way and then just rest him all the way through. This one hit high to center field. Getting under it is Richte, and making the play there for the first out.
Yeah, nice job there from Richte. Not taking a set of Urbom. Will go the distance in this game. Haymakers trying to use as the fewest amount of arms as possible.
For the Haymakers in their first playoff game, we'll probably see Cole Warner here, 32 innings pitched this season, 2.165 ERA. Could also see Jack Swellich, who's only got 22 innings pitched but has a 1.59 ERA. Swellich, however, more of a relief pitcher. You've seen 7 appearances, only 2 starts. Another option they've got is Caden Van Hill, 3.1 ERA in 5 starts, 7 total appearances. So a good plethora of options here for the Haymakers in terms of pitching. As you get into the playoff season, you could see Warner, Van Hill, Urbom after he gets his rest days in. Got a lot of options here, do the Haymakers. This one hit high to left field. Can Filer get under it? Instead, it's a shortstop, Swanson, making the play. Way to track that ball as Swanson gets across and makes a catch.
Yeah, it's a heck of a job. Typically, that's the left fielder's ball, but hey, got to give the leadership of Swanson calling that ball off from the third baseman. And then Filer in left field. Nice play there. 2 down, 5th inning.
We got number 0, Kaminsky here, the first baseman. Has 2 walks on the day. But in the second inning, he walked and then the ball hit him for an out. Good pitch on the outside corner for a first strike. Second pitch is low, so it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been really nothing doing for the Rail Riders. I mean, they've obviously had the bases loaded, but just cannot get something across the plate when they have runners.
That's Kaminsky getting his first hit of the day. He's reached base all 3 times he's been up.
Yeah, patient hitter. Had 2 walks in the second and the third inning, and then back up here in the now.
You just mentioned it. I think it's pretty crazy that in 3 straight innings, the Rail Riders had the bases loaded all 3 times.
Yep,
and
7 left on base in the last 3.
And out of those 3 innings, they have gotten 1 run. I think that's one of the reasons why they're down here 10-1, because just unable to capitalize with runners in scoring position.
Well, and the crazy thing, too, is how often you see a hit by a runner, let alone we see it twice here in this game, back-to-back entity ball games, when you have 6 defensive errors and 5 innings of play and 4 of them coming on right off the bat.
Two and 1 the count here is with 2 outs. Arbom working against Jackson Van Pelt, the extra hitter.
And give credit to the Rail Riders. You know, a lot of teams will just start swinging away and try and make something happen instantly, but the Rail Riders are being patient and really making Arbom work despite the lopsided game we have here.
There's a strike. 3-2 the count is. This one high towards center field. Good communication there and making the play is Connor Filer, so that will be the end of the 5th inning. 10-1, the lead still remains for the Haymakers. Trying to add 1 more here and get this run rule so they can head home early are the Haymakers. We'll be back with top of the 6th inning coming up after the break. We are back here with a new pitcher for the Rail Riders, the 3rd pitcher of the afternoon. It's Matthew Kelfgen. 4 innings pitched on the year, 1 start, 1 loss for him. 4 total appearances, giving up 10 hits, 12 runs, 9 earned. ERA sits currently at 15.75, but as a relief pitcher, always love to see that. Still exists here in baseball. It's always fun to watch a submariner throw his pitches, especially if he can throw those pitches well. It's really hard to get a read on them for the hitting side of things.
Well, the thing about relief pitching, yeah, your ERA might not where it wants to be, but I mean, 1 bad outing, you know, you go 1, 2 outs, you give up 3, 4 runs, that can really kind of screw you. It's only his 5th appearance of the year.
Got a pinch hitter in here, Christopher Calhoun, 7 for 36 on the year, 194 average. check the number on that. It's 39. Jackson Trout, who's up batting. He's only 11 at-bats on the year. And he'll hit this one sharply to the second baseman. Unable to make the play. There is Cole Ryan. It's a single for Trout.
For Trenton Brem.
And the single for Trout leads to Trenton Brem, top of the order. Big swing there. Gets him chasing high. Pitch just catching that outside corner of the plate. Inside corner of the plate. For 1-2.
Yeah, nice pitch. I mean, it's difficult to pick up kind of the submarines. You're not used to it, so that could...
It's a strikeout there. Just Kelfkin.
Now batting for Middle
bring up
University, number 5, Alec
Villanueva. Villanueva a walk as well as a single today. After he came in the second inning, relief hitting for Andrew Duncan, who started the game at third base. Swing and a miss there on first pitch. So 0-1 the count is for Kelfkin. This one, it's past the first baseman. It's heading all the way to the right field corner. This could be a run here for the Haymakers, and it is. Gunning for 3 is Villanueva. Instead, he'll back up and get to...
Now batting, the second baseman.
Actually, no score there for the Haymakers. I thought that was a runner at the plate, but instead it's the next hitter, number 32. Dane Small, he'll look to score one here with runners on second and third.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't send the runner there, but in a 10-1 game.
It's Brem there at third base. Yeah, he's a fast guy too. I thought they would have sent him home there, especially seeing that ball go all the way to that right field corner. It hit the fence, so an interesting decision there to hold Brem at third. Reach on an error. It'll be an RBI for him as well. That's his third RBI of the game.
Now batting.
And the lead is up to from third. That pitch just catching the inside high corner. Berkman with 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI today. So behind the count here is Berkman. Last time up, grounded out to the second baseman. And there's another swing and a miss there. So striking out is Berkman, and it'll bring up counter Filer.
Now batting, the left fielder.
And way to bounce back there and get that second out.
Connor Filer.
And keep that runner at third base. Get out of this inning here as you're facing this meet of the Haymakers order. And they've been tough all day. A lot of guys with a lot of base hits. 11 hits on the day. And 11 runs scored for the Haymakers.
Also 7 errors for the Rail Riders. There's a foul ball there from Filer. Runner goes, pitch is inside. Looks like it hit him, so bases loaded for number 53, Trevor Yorgis. 1 for 3 on the day.
Now batting, the first baseman from Graceland University, number 53, Trevor Yorgis.
So the hit by pitch loads the bases for Yorgis, trying to tack on to this lead.
And 1 for 3 today, lefty.
Urbaum can get out of the bottom of the 6th, that means game will be called due to run rule. First, we're going to see if the Haymakers can tack on a little bit of insurance here. Pitch is outside, 3-0 the count. That pitch just catches that line on the outside of the plate, so it's 3-1. Pitch is low, so the Haymakers walk in a run here. Scoring is Trenton Brem. Sorry, scoring is Alec Villanueva. Brem scored last time up. There's a run for Villanueva. That means Small will advance to third, as there's a mound meeting here. Filer advances to second, and Yorgis will take first. That brings up David Swanson. We saw him hit a triple last time up, scored an RBI. Apologies, that'll bring up the pinch hitter, Tanabe, who struck out last time up. But first, we will see a new pitcher here for the Rail Riders. We'll get him introduced to you when we come back from the break.
And
we are back here. Bases loaded for the Haymakers. New pitcher in is Peyton Stockwell, number 22. 5.2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs given up, 6.176 ERA here. Stockwell, a pitcher from Dordt University. With a 12-1 lead here, just looking to go out and throw some pitches, get your location going, get the arm going here as we head into playoff baseball.
Yeah, anybody who the Rail Riders throw out here is just having trouble with the command and finding the zone. And the Rail Riders, you got to get out of this because it's all about momentum and confidence, and can't come straggling into the Crop Dusters game and then the playoffs later on this week.
That one close to hitting Tanabe. There's 3-0 the count here against Tanabe. And there's a 4-pitch walk, so there's another run scored. 13-11 the score.
Now batting, the center fielder from Midland University, number 34, Cade Ritchie.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Cade Ritchie. Ricky, 1 walk. Also a ground out to shortstop, as well as a strikeout on the day. We're going to tack some RBIs on the board here. If he can put this one in play, that's at least 2 scored. Six straight balls thrown here by the pitcher Stockwell. He's really struggling to find the zone. This one, even if you got to slow it down, you just got to put one in there. That one low and outside, so it's 3-0 the count.
Yeah, really having trouble finding the zone here. 7 consecutive balls to begin his outing. He needs to calm down and find the strike zone.
Finally getting one in there. 3-1 the count is. That one high, ball 4 walk means another run will be walked in, so it's 14-1 the score. Now to bring up Jackson Doty.
Now batting, the extra hitter from Washburn University, number 23, Jackson Doty.
And now batted around in this lineup for the Haymakers. And the last 4 batters either hit by a pitch or drew a walk.
This one high fly ball. Calling for it is Baker. And making the catch, that'll end the inning. 14-1 the score. 4 runs scored in the 6th inning. They'll bring up the Rail Riders, trying to keep this game going. You know that if they don't score at least 3 runs in the 6th inning. Up to bat here in the bottom of the 6th, Cole Ryan. Last attempt for the Rail Riders to get some runs on the board here as Urbaum tries to throw complete game. And first pitch is hit. So Ryan will take first here on the hit by pitch. That'll bring up the catcher, Cedric Dunwald.
Now batting, the catcher for Mount Mercy, number 30, Cedric Dunwald.
First pitch is inside, so it's 1-0. Third pitch in there for a strike, 2-1 the count is. This pitch hit hard to center field. Advancing to third is Cole Ryan. And as is tradition, in comes the pinch runner for the catcher, number 30, Cedric Dunwald. Number 66 from Midland, Spencer Lehman, is at first base.
Yeah, it's good to see the Rail Riders still have some life despite being down a Baker's dozen here in the 6th inning. And Urban, good for him and being able to go the distance so far.
That one lined to third base, but unable to make the catch is Villanueva. So 1 run will score here for the Rail Riders. That's number 16, Cole Ryan, who reached on a hit by pitch. And runners on first and second for the Rail Riders.
The right fielder from Hutchinson Community College, number 44, P.J. Wow.
Big cut there from Laux. That pitch just high there for Urban. Looked like it got down in time, but a little bit of late movement there on the off speed. That pitch low, good block there by Golden. Pitch inside again, and out comes Golden to go talk to Urban. I'm trying to calm him down and get him through this last inning, assuming the score holds.
Yeah, I mean, struggling with command, and you got to give, some leeway here. He's been going since the first inning. He's way up. He's had some long, breaks in the dugout in between innings. He come out a little rusty at times, but the Rail Riders not going away easily. They need to score 3 to get this thing going to a 7th inning, and as of now, it's very doable with first and second, no outs, run already in, 3-ball count.
Still no movement in the Haymakers bullpen. This one hit high to center field. Getting to the right center gap is Richter. Runner advances. So you got runners on the corners now with 1 out.
Yeah, smart tag up there by Dunwald, moving to third, but now for the Haymakers, just ground ball, middle infield, or even at third can end this thing. And one of the longer games I've been able to call here at the Corn Belt. Haymakers an offensive showcase despite struggles defensively and pitching from the Rail Riders.
You got to give it to the Haymakers, even with they get the runner at second. Caught stealing there is Deathridge. So now 2 outs, runner at third. But yeah, I mean, even with 7 errors committed by the Rail Riders, you still have 11 hits from the Haymakers, which is pretty good, especially considering it is the last game of their regular season. So this is it before the postseason starts for them as they lock up the 3 seed with a win today. Count is 0-2.
Yeah, being away from the filth ballers is big because I think that 2, 3, 6, 7 side of the bracket will be really tough. It'll be a slugfest, and anybody can walk out of that one and move on to the finals.
Oh, that pitch just above. Number 50, that's Arzer. So 1-2 the count. Rail Riders down to their last strike right now. That one hits him in the forearm, so. And Arzer showing it to the umpire, saying the ball hit me, but.
I thought I heard the skin get hit there.
Yeah. And the umpire walks out looking to confer with the second base umpire here. See what happened. I thought that was pretty obvious. I heard it hit the skin, and it's not the sound that the ball makes when it hits the bottom of the bat here.
No,
So-
that sounded like batting glove, or that sounded like forearm. I'm not sure what. Home plate umpire saying he called him out. Did he give the out signal? That can't be right. I
I'm
must be
confused.
seeing
Unless
things.
it's just a foul ball signal, maybe. I guess he's saying it hit the bottom of the bat, so back at it again is Arzer.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting call to make there. I think even Arzer was like flinching in pain there. It's a really interesting call to make. And now it's a short hop there to the shortstop, and the play is made. That'll be the third out, and that looks like that'll be the game here. 14-2, the final score. The Haymakers win on a run rule, so no seventh inning will be played. 11 hits for the Haymakers, but really the story of the game here, Jack, was the 7 errors committed, 4 of them coming in the first inning for the Rail Riders.
Yeah, it was right from the get-go. The Haymakers put up 6 on the Rail Riders, benefited from 4 errors, and that's just not acceptable. That's not going to win you games here in the Corn Belt. Haymakers took advantage of that and kind of sank the Rail Riders right when this thing began on off.
Yeah, 6 runs in the first. We had 1 run in the third, 3 runs in the fourth, and then 4 runs in the sixth. A lot of walks there in that 6th inning for the Rail Riders. Their pitching staff not very deep, it looks like, here as they head into postseason play.
Yeah, the Rail Riders really thin on arms, what it looked like today. It'll be interesting to see what they lay out against the Crop Dusters Tuesday night and see where they go after that. But, yeah, not an impressive showing whatsoever tonight from the Rail Riders.
If you want to talk about impressive pitching showings, just look to the flip side of the plate there. Aiden Erbaum goes a complete game, 6 innings. Very solid outing. We'll talk to him after the break here. He's our Kelly Supply Company player of the game, so we'll have him in here for a post-game chat. But that'll be it here from here in the booth calling this game. The Haymakers take this one against the Rail Riders 14-2. We'll meet with player of the game from Kelly Supply Company, Aiden Erbaum, after the break. All right, and after that 14-2 victory for the Haymakers, I'm joined here in the booth by our player of the game here, pitcher Aiden Erbaum. Aiden, first off, the season's over. The regular season's over. Now you head to postseason play. What's the regular season been like for you?
Well, I could say it's been a lot of fun for me, and I could say everybody else on my team could probably agree with that. Yeah, we probably started out a little shaky, but at the same time, we all got our bats started, and pitcher started throwing strikes, and here we are now. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you guys ended the season as a 3 seed, ended on a 6-game winning streak. What's that been like these past 6 games to get that momentum as you head to the playoffs?
Well, I could say the dugout's been kind of crazy with just energy, positive energy, and everybody's having so much fun that I don't think the guys want to go back to school. So it's all been going well.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about your performance tonight here. Got a lot of run support from the offense. What's that like mentally as a pitcher, knowing that the guys on the other side of the bat are doing their job?
Well, it just gives me a lot more confidence that it's just not one-sided, that sort of type of deal. So I'd say that it gives me a lot more confidence on the mound, and knowing that the guys are willing to put themselves out there to get the lead and win the game. So.
And another thing that we saw here from the Rail Riders were 7 errors on the defensive side of their ball. And so that's probably another thing that affects you mentally, knowing that your guys are doing their jobs and watching the other team struggle, your guys are getting their things done.
Oh, yeah. Clean ball game. That's 0 errors. It pretty much means we win the game. So that's key. So.
And then going the complete game, 6 innings, didn't get to pitch a 7th inning. Would you have pitched that 7th inning?
I don't think so. I think Coach Hosey was just keeping me for the next game that I'll come out and start. So he's just getting other people to come in. So
there you go. And not the most strikeouts, obviously. You only had 2 strikeouts on the day, but only gave up 1 earned run. So a lot of weak contact you're forcing, a lot of fly balls. Obviously you're getting hit on, but you're not like giving up runs and you're not giving up bad hits. So does that affect you at all, or is it just I'm getting the outs I need to and I'm getting out of here on time?
Well, weak contact is the worst contact for me. Like, I'd rather have a guy hit the ball very hard, but weak contact, it gets underneath my skin a little bit. But at the end of the day, overall, we got the game, so we won the game, so it's all good.
Yeah, and so that's all I've got here with pitcher Aiden Erbaum, our Kelly Supply Company player of the game, as the Rail Riders lose to the Haymakers 14-2. We'll have the next game here between the Crop Dusters and the Black Sox. First pitch scheduled at 8 p.m. We'll see you guys then here on the Corn Belt League Network.